Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Banter in the Box, episode 44, a stats special. A couple of days ago when we done episode 43, I said that it would be just over a week until the next video when I did the game week 1 review, and a couple of managers reached out to me and said, hey, what about the annual stats special? I had forgotten about it. Thank you for reminding me. So here it is, the annual stats special. For all you family fantasy football league geeks, those of you that are in it to win it, those of you that really like to analyse and look at the stats, it's stat heavy, banter light. In this week's video, it's not all about the stats. We do have alternative banter, and then I'm going to be running over the key stats from all of this year's teams. We've got another addition to the Wall of Shame. It was going to happen with so many people leaving it until the last minute to enter their team. Lord knows why. I just want to go over the return of the Predictor Challenge that I mentioned in the last Banter in the Box. I've also got a Manager of the Season update. Now, don't worry if you haven't had a go at the who the fuck is that question that appeared in episode 43. I'm not going to be revealing the answer to that question. I did tell you that you had over a week to get your answers in. So you've still got a chance to submit your answer to that who the fuck is that question. I'll present it again just in case any of you missed episode 43. And we have had an addition to the we have had an update to the Manager of the Season table this week. Returning manager Angela Addis, who left it until 8 minutes before the deadline. She submitted her team 8 minutes before the deadline. I received it 4 minutes before the deadline, so if she'd left it another 5 minutes, she would have missed out. But she posted on the Family Fantasy Football League Facebook group that she'd got her team in. Well done, Angela. And I've decided to give Angela a Manager of the Season point for that, because it's the first time for as long as I can remember that a manager has actually posted on the Family Fantasy Football League Facebook group. I don't just mean comment, lots of managers do that, but that's what the Facebook group is there for you to post banter and, start the mind games and the trash talk and psyching people out. So not that Angela was doing that, she was just informing everyone that she had put her team in. I'm sure everyone was delighted to know. But just the point about a manager updating a post on the Family Fantasy Football League Facebook group, just to encourage that, because we want to get the banter flowing for this season. It's all been a bit quiet. Everyone's been a bit polite and nice, which none of us want, right? So, Angela, well done. You've got your first Manager of the Season point for that post. Now, alternative banter. A couple of managers have mentioned to me, generally on the back of watching themselves on the Meet the Managers editions, a couple of managers have said to me, oh, if I could post a Banter in the Box, I'd get you back. Well, it got me thinking, why not? Why not? If you think that you can do a great job presenting a Banter in the Box video, go for it. Record it. Send it in to me, and I promise you I will upload it to the Family Fantasy Football League YouTube channel, put a link in the Facebook group, and let everyone see what you're bringing to the table. So feel free. I bring it on. I love it. The idea that other managers are going to post content that we can share. It has to be in the Banter in the Box style. It has to be about the Family Fantasy Football League, obviously. But I promise you, if you want to have your own attempt at Banter in the Box, go for it. Send it in to me. Whatever the content is, well, within reason. Nothing that's going to get me arrested or the YouTube channel shut down. But whatever the content is, I promise I'll upload it, warts and all. So go for it. I love it. Whether you're a manager or you're an assistant manager, bring it on, guys. It would be great to see. Now, the stats that I promised you in this stats special. So, most popular formations in 5th place. Uber defensive 5-4-1, which is a new formation this season, and 4-5-1 were only selected by one manager each. No one went for the 5-3-2 or the brand new 5-2-3 formations. Fourth most popular was all-out attack, 4-2-4. 3 managers went for that. Third most popular, 3-5-2, was chosen by 5 managers. Second most popular was the old-fashioned 4-4-2. 6 managers going for that rigid formation. And the most popular formations jointly was 4-3-3 and 3-4-3. 8 managers selecting those formations each. Nominated clubs. 5th most popular, Leicester City and Aston Villa. Despite not being in European competition, 2 managers each went for those as their nominated clubs. 3 managers went for Manchester United and Arsenal. 4 managers went for Tottenham and Chelsea. 6 managers went for Liverpool. And 8 managers went for Manchester City. The defending champions were the most popular nominated club. Captains. 3 managers decided on a defender. 6 managers decided on having a goalkeeper as their captain. I say 6 managers decided on having a goalkeeper. There were a few managers that didn't read the rules and didn't nominate a captain. And if you didn't nominate a captain, then as per the rules, your goalkeeper was inserted as captain. Second most popular was a midfielder. 9 managers went for a midfielder as captain. Last season, Bruno Fernandes was, as a midfielder, was the highest scoring player in the league. But despite that, the most popular pick for a captain was a forward. 14 managers, almost half the managers, deciding a forward as a captain was a way to go. And in terms of the most popular captains, in third place, equal third, De Bruyne, Edouard Mendy of the Chelsea goalkeeper, Ederson. Mendy and Ederson were from memory, were the highest scoring goalkeepers last season. And Sadio Mane were all chosen as captain by 2 managers. Second most popular, Mohamed Salah, chosen by 4 managers as captain. Perennial good scorer in the Family Fantasy Football League. But the most popular captains jointly, last season's top scorer, Bruno Fernandes, and the most expensive forward that anyone picked, Kane. 6 managers went for Fernandes, 6 managers went for Harry Kane as captain. So in terms of player picks, most popular goalkeepers. Well, in third place, Alisson was chosen by 3 managers. Joint second, Jordan Pickford and Ederson were chosen by 5 managers. But the most popular pick as goalkeeper was Edouard Mendy, the Chelsea keeper. 7 managers going for him. Most popular defenders, Vestergaard in 4th place, chosen by 4 managers, the Southampton defender. That was a bit of a surprise. Luke Shaw of Man United was chosen by 5 managers. In 2nd place, Pereira of Leicester, out for a long period last season, was chosen by 7 managers who think his fitness is going to hold up this year. And the most popular defender and the most popular player pick overall, unsurprisingly, I guess, Virgil van Dijk, chosen by over half the managers. 19 managers went for Virgil van Dijk. Missed virtually all of last season and was available for a bargain £1 million, and 19 managers chose to snap him up. Most popular midfielders in 5th place, Saka, despite his missed penalty in the Euro 2020 final. 5 managers picking up the Arsenal teenager. 4th place, Dele Alli. I think he was £3 million. Hasn't done much for the last few seasons. 6 managers think he will shine under the new Tottenham manager, Nuno. In joint third, Kai Havertz and Bruno Fernandes were each chosen by 8 managers. Second most popular midfielders, De Bruyne, again perennial high scorer over the years. And Aston Villa's new signing, Buendia, available for a bargain £2 million after his transfer from Norwich City. 9 managers each picked those two. But the most popular midfielder, well, it's the first £100 million Englishman, Jack Grealish, selected by 13 managers. And the most popular forwards in 6th place, Mo Salah. Surprisingly, only 4 managers picking him up. He was £21 million, I think, from memory. And those 4 managers that selected him, having spent £21 million, decided to make him, all of them decided to make him their captain. 5th place, Edison Cavani. 5 managers not put off by either the £10 million price tag or his age. In 4th place, Jimenez, out for most of last season after suffering a fractured skull. That was reflected in his price, a bargain £4 million. 6 managers think he's going to be back to his best this season. In 3rd place, Timo Pukki. 8 managers choosing the Norwich striker. Season before last, the last time Norwich were in the Premier League, Pukki was a very popular pick that season, and he didn't do too badly, but at £1 million, an absolute bargain. 8 managers deciding to go for him. 2nd most popular forward, Harry Kane, the highest scoring striker last season. 9 managers snapped him up. As I said earlier, 6 of them making him their captain. But surprisingly, the most popular forward was the untried, at the Premier League level anyway, Ivan Toney of Brentford, Premier League new boys. 13 managers going for Toney. £5 million could be a bargain, obviously, if he bangs the goals in, but it's not that cheap for someone who hasn't done it at the highest level. But 13 managers think he is going to do it. Now, based on the picks in the Family Fantasy Football League, if the outcome of the Premier League was decided by 32 in the league, this is what the bottom of the table, the Premier League table, would look like at the end of the season, based on how many different players were selected from each club and how many times those players were picked by the 32 managers. And Crystal Palace would finish bottom. Incredibly, of all the 32 managers, only 1 Crystal Palace player was selected. I can't remember which Palace player it was off the top of my head. Should have written it down. That Crystal Palace player was selected by 2 managers. Only 3 Leeds United players selected and only 4 Burnley players selected. West Ham, despite being in Europe, only 5 West Ham players selected by Family Fantasy Football League managers. So that's what the bottom of the Premier League table will look like at the end of the season, based on picks by the Family Fantasy Football League managers. And well, if you guys have anything to go by, Man City are going to win the league and they're going to pip Arsenal to the title. Nah, can't see it. But 13 different Manchester City players were selected by managers. Now, bear in mind that only 11 can start. They're not all going to be scoring points every week. And 13 different Arsenal players were selected. 11 different Liverpool players, and in terms of the number of times that Liverpool players were included in a Family Fantasy Football League team, it was the highest. 45 times across the 32 teams a Liverpool player was selected. That's bolstered by Hatch United manager Neil Hatch, who made Liverpool his nominated club and included 7 Liverpool players in his team. Talk about put all your eggs in one basket. Leicester, 11 different Leicester players chosen, and 10 different Chelsea players chosen, picked 31 times. Clockhouse Rangers manager George Moody made Chelsea his nominated club, and he managed to shoehorn 6 Chelsea players into his side. That's some going, George. And 10 different Manchester United players picked. Tottenham in the Europa Conference, 9 different Spurs players selected. And new boys Norwich, 9 different Norwich players selected, and New Boys Brentford, 7 different Brentford players selected. Probably helped by the fact that being new to the Premier League, so many of their players were available for bargain prices. I don't expect, well, it wouldn't surprise me if Manchester City won the Premier League. I'll be amazed if Arsenal finish second, and let's hope West Ham don't finish 15th, eh? Now, Wall of Shame, we knew that Never the Boys manager Jax Hoxby was on there, and we also knew that Luck Wes the K Williams was on there not once, but twice. Jack entering an invalid team once, and Luck Wes the K Williams entering an invalid team not once, but twice. And then, this week, take a bow. Coldplay United manager Martin Maloney, who left it until the 11th hour to enter his team, and then put in a team on the final deadline day that added up to £97 million, 17 million over the budget. Don't ask how he did that. So I told him that his team was invalid, and he had another go shortly after, and it added up to £84 million. That was what his face looked like when I told him that his second attempt was invalid, and at this point there was probably less than an hour to go before the deadline, which is probably why his face looked like that. Math, obviously not Martin's strong point, and I didn't think anyone would match Luck Wes the K Williams with 2 appearances on the Wall of Shame, but what do I know? Within a week, Martin Maloney has matched it by appearing twice. Now, someone did appear on the Wall of Shame 3 times last season. You know who you are, Ian Sands. So it's not a record, but that is the current Wall of Shame. Now all the teams are in. No one's obviously going to appear on the Wall of Shame for entering an invalid team. So the only way you can appear on the Wall of Shame now is if you make an invalid transfer. So there's going to be more appearing. It's bound to happen. Now the Predictor Challenge that I mentioned in episode 43, you've now been sent all of the teams. They were sent out late last night. So you've had a chance to see what you're up against. Now's your chance to earn some Manager of the Season points at the end of the season by entering the Predictor Challenge. So you have until Friday, the 20th of August, to tell me who you think is going to win the Family Fantasy Football League this year, who you think is going to finish runner-up, who you think is third in the league, who you think is going to finish 4th, because for the first time ever, we're paying out on a 4th place finish this year, who you think is going to win the Family Fantasy Football League Cup, and who you think is going to receive the dreaded wooden spoon. For every prediction you get right, you will earn 5 Manager of the Season points at the end of the season. So get your predictions in. So this is the current Manager of the Season table. Angela Addis has gone in joint 5th after picking up a point for posting on the Family Fantasy Football League Facebook group. But it's the Brothers Grimm, Mark Benwell and Neil Hatch, joint top with my brother Grimm, Big Knobs, Simon Hoxby, all out in front on 6 points. Your chance to earn Manager of the Season points this week, as well as the normal route by posting something funny or interesting on the Family Fantasy Football League Facebook group, sending me some information interesting or funny about another manager that I can use in a future Banter in the Box. And if you want to remain anonymous, just let me know and I won't reveal you as my source. I'll also give Manager of the Season points for anyone who wants to have a go at the alternative banter and send me in a Banter in the Box video for me to share on the YouTube channel. One, it will save me a job because I won't have to record my own video if you do it for me. But I'll only give you the point if it's good. So be warned. But your point Your opportunity to earn a Manager of the Season point this week, other than all those other opportunities I've just mentioned, is by answering the who the fuck is that question. It's the first who the fuck is that question this season. It's the one I shared in episode 43. It's still running. You have, well, the next Banter in the Box is going to be Game Week 1 review, which will be next Friday. So you've got a week. Remember, you only get one guess per week. That is a picture of one of the current Family Fantasy Football League managers. And if you can tell me who that is, you will earn yourself a Manager of the Season point. So even if you've got no idea, worth having a guess. You've got a 1 in 32 chance of getting it right. And as I revealed in episode 43, we know that the end of season presentation awards will take place as intended on Saturday, the 4th of June next year at the Stadia of Legends 23. First time Nicky Saunders has hosted a presentation awards. Thank you again for agreeing to host it, Nicky, especially given that there's more managers in it than ever before. That's in Braintree in Essex. A date for your calendar. Look out for the FFFL Cup draw, the group stage Cup draw. Tomorrow, lunchtime-ish, about noon, might be a bit early, might be a bit later. Tried to do it last weekend, failed miserably. Apologies for those of you that were waiting for it. It will happen on Saturday, tomorrow, depending on when you're watching this. But it will happen this Saturday. We'll try again to live stream it on the Family Fantasy Football League YouTube channel. But if we can't get the live stream to work, then we'll just switch to the Family Fantasy Football League Facebook group and just go Facebook Live. But one way or t'other, we will do the cup draw this weekend. So keep an eye out for that. If you are subscribed to the Family Fantasy Football League YouTube channel, then you will get a notification when we're about to go live. If not, I'll put a link on the Family Fantasy Football League Facebook group to tell you, to confirm the time that we're going to do it. That will go up, some point tomorrow morning, about an hour or so before we decide what time we can do it once we're reasonably certain it's going to work. So look out for that. And until then, good luck again for the start of the new season. All kicks off tonight, Arsenal, Brentford. Can't wait. Have a good week, and Game Week 1 review next week, where I'll be revealing the winners and losers from the opening week of the season. Take care. Bye-bye.